Race is the Foundation for Everything by Angela Brown. Teaching critical race theory to today's youth could open their minds to learn that everyone, even with their differences in skin tone, gender, and background, are equal. Between the educational system, the funding for the educational system, and the world that lies ahead, there is currently no safe space to be a person of color. With scholarships and grants judging the amount of money given out based on the best sob story of a hard life growing up struggling due to the color of your skin. Race seems to be at the center of the foundation of education itself. The presentation that will be presented to you states that critical race theory should be taught in school. Many people see this subject as a button-pushing topic that is best to be avoided. However, avoiding this topic will not change for the current generation or the generation that is to follow. If critical race theory being taught in school could possibly lead to a more peaceful future, why not try? Following down the educational path has always been hard for people of color, especially women of all races. Racial issues are being pushed down our youth where they are losing their lives due to being poorly educated on race. Critical race theory could possibly help with forcing those who target individuals based on the color of their skin, gender, or sexual orientation to take the time and try to understand the difference between them. Funding and financial aid have always let race play a part in the final decision making. History seems to be repeating itself. From the tension between police officers and people of color, as well as white people and black and brown people, Pacific Islanders, Asian people, so on and so forth. With all that being said, judging financial aid based off of race isn't always a bad thing. Native Americans, Asians, African Americans, and other non-white people always seem to get the most benefits. Funding, however, is a different story. Lower income districts will never equal or even get close to the amount of money that is given out with everything that is going on as we currently speak. The generation of today is fearless. They're a fearless group that will never take the world and destroy it. They will take all of that energy and help others and themselves. Watching the protests and seeing all the races and all the genders fighting for what they believe is right sets an example of if you don't think what's going on is right, do something about it. Stand up and do something about it. With Black Lives Matters protests and Stop Asian Hate protests, as well as Roe v. Wade protests, standing for a change is for the better. It's great. Possibly having critical race theory being taught in school to give a safe and creative space for these groups to meet and talk calmly seems like a good possible way for this to work. As a parent myself, I understand why everyone is saying critical race theory shouldn't be taught in school. They are saying that education only, just strict math, just strict reading, just strict writing. No emotions. Schools are not the place to have a conversations for emotions or figure out your sexual orientation or let alone have a conversation about race. Every parent sets a goal that they choose to stand by for their parenting skills and their education for their children. It is no one's business. Unless there is harm to the child or someone else, it is no one's business to interfere with that. Focusing on emotional growth in a child seems to be taking away a little bit or seems to others to be taking away a little bit from their educational skills that are needed, like reading and writing, like I said earlier, in mathematics, in gym, athletics. They see critical race theory as a non important extracurricular activity when it's a it shouldn't be. It could help the world and it could help educate everyone, so it should be seen as the same thing as reading and writing. My reflection is the world is great. I love us. We are amazing. Whether we're standing for critical race theory or against critical race theory, we are amazing. We are taking our voice and we are shouting it loud. We have all these protests protecting our our earth or our children or the truckers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, as long as we are all holding America to its great standards of freedom of speech, we are allowed to express ourselves however we want to express ourselves. And it's amazing. And this helped me realize that. And I appreciate it so much. And that was my presentation on my research paper.